Okay, so we're just gonna dive straight into this. I want tools, Goomba. I'm fucking over it, man. I want to be able to be like, hey, Goomba, let's go test some random characters. I don't know, who haven't we built up? Yun and Yang. Let's go and try and build a team around Yun and Yang. But there's no way to do that.
Oh, look at that. My Yun and Yang's still freaking A+.
Oh,
if only they were SSS.
But Goomba, didn't you know if you hit promote, then go bio and trial, you can go and test them against a training dummy with limited characters and only at max cars and FS.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to test F Blanca and I only have Viper and Veilong. What the hell is the point of this?
Yeah, so, okay, I'll drop the dumb thing now. But essentially, no, the tool sucks. Please give us something good.
Wait, that wasn't even it. That was just Chun-Li flanker. Oh my God.
I don't even want to talk about it. But, like, look, there's a lot when it comes to, like, this game's PvP, right?
Yeah.
And if we head to the showdown currently, we'll go look at, the top players, and you'll see the same sort of thing. We can't really see much at the moment because like from replays or anything because it's the top 64. But I'm too impatient to like not record this now. Let's go look at like the whales of our server, right? Cool. You'll see that they just have all the characters in the world, which is completely fine. They bought it, they wanted it that way, and that's how they get it. That's completely fine. They keep the game running, but there's no incentive to actually test in PvP for like using, different characters in different teams because everyone's like, oh, the only 3 characters you should ever build are Flanker, Guile, and Viper. You don't need anyone else. Forget about it. That's boring. Fuck that. Yeah, straight up. Like, for example, you've got your team that has morphed the metagame, the PvP metagame of our Battlezone 1, right?
Battlezone 1, yeah.
Yeah. What was the team again?
It was Honda, Zangief, F Blanca, and Elena. Pretty much Team Tank and Sustain.
Yeah, but that came about because we decided to test, right?
Yeah, and it just came out randomly, and we were like, okay, what if I wanted to test like Zangief's like elemental, I guess, reduction on top of like Honda with desperation that just won't die because like when you verse against most Bison teams, they're using soul damage and like Zangief just reduces most of that. And at the same time, people are using F Blanca on it too, and there's just burn damage and flame damage. So why not try and counter that with Zangief and more sustain, but at the same time not using Bison at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. And like this is the great thing. We didn't just test it, right? Like we can go into like a quick spar as well. Like we didn't just test it, into one team. Like, oh, will it just beat a Bison team? We tested it into like every sort of meta team that we expected to see, and then some fringe tests. Like, oh, what about my team 3? Well, I'm going to run my team 3 into you now. And the same thing happened when Ubuki dropped a few days ago. I had all my resources hoarded up. I was happy just to drop, all the resources on her, make sure she's good to go. But I didn't just get her straight to FS30 and be like, hey, Goomba, let's test. I'm like, hey, Goomba, I want to see what Ibuki does at FS20, right? Like, yes, she's triple S because I feel like that's the baseline to like survivability at this point, in PvP. But what can she actually do? So we did a bunch of tests with her at FS20, TLDR. If you're going to get her, don't just stop at FS20. But that's for us to test. Like, there's a market for creator content out there that is basically, let me test these characters for you in different teams against different lineups. What are their weak points? What are their strong points? And at what point are they usable in the PvP? We don't have any of that content.
It's almost like we need a test server at that point. Like that'd be pretty cool too. Like everyone has like their own test server.
Yeah, give me a test server.
Yeah, we can build around it. Like it would make the game more enjoyable. It's people that want to put the time into it to like enjoy the game for what it potentially can be.
Yeah, the theory crafting this game is potentially nuts, even with all the mistranslations and the Yeah, the amount of bugs. Poor Guile, dude. Guile's
Oh
bug
man,
is so
the
rough.
1-3 combo like sequence is just hard to work around with.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like impossible.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I don't know. We need like the closest thing we have to testing is Hua, but I don't know. Like if I want to go borrow someone's Vega who is not an easily accessible character, right? Which is fine. I can go do that. Great, cool. Let's see it. Cool. Cursed Officer has let me use Vega. Now where can I go use Vega? I can't do it anywhere in PvP. Right. If they could let me do it in sparring, that would be almost akin to what I was looking for in testing, but not quite. Yeah, we need like an extra game mode. It's a freaking fighting game, mobile game, man. Put it in a training room. You have the background there already. Just build in the function where you can drag your invite a friend to a training room and just try a bunch of different characters together.
Just have sparring as an option to have friend units in there, and that'd be almost like one good step to like getting like some sort of theory crafting to like actually be a social game at the same time as well.
Yeah, because look, there's a lot of content in the game at the moment, but once you get to a certain point, like where we're at, the most thing you do is you log on, do your dailies, and if you haven't already done your weeklies, you do them, and then Evergy Clash. Don't even get me started on how long this fucking takes right now. It's too much.
Hello, consecutive. That sounds like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I just kind of like chuck my phone on consecutive. I hope you're really liking the minutes we're putting into this game where we're throwing our phone at a wall while it just sits there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty time consuming, but like I think like most of us, even in our like guild effigy, it's just like we do one good one and then we just consecutive the rest. It's just there's no fun in that.
No. But there's the like was saying, there is the potential for fun theory crafting content in this game, and it can be executed already by other content creators collabing with each other and willing to put out this kind of content, or Crunchyroll give us the function, give us the ability to do it ourselves.
I mean, even Crunchy has like draft, and that's like the closest thing we have. But we have to RNG luck the characters that we want to test.
Yeah, and that hoping that they're out of the time as well. Can't just spur of the moment be like, hey, I want to know if Vega goes well with Ibiki, or I don't know, Dudley. Who provides control source effects for Dudley? The answer is no one, by the way.
I mean, if you can get Flame Chun-Li there, then we were hoping that we could have done Nero in the last one, but it was just RNG lords were just not with us, or like he's just not in it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Virgil was in it either. So, which was a missed opportunity, right? There was 2 days left for those guys like Virgil and Nero, and adding them to the draft would have been amazing to try and get some last minute sales.
Yeah, it allows people to test, and even potentially they buy them just because they want them on their team.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think my rant's over. I'm kind of ranted out for now, at least. All right. Peace.
There'll be more rants.
Yeah, for sure.